Imagine two men, found dead on a desolate hill, wearing lead masks. No visible injuries, no signs of struggle, just the chilling instruction: eat capsules and wait for mask signal. What earthly force could have led to such a bizarre and tragic end? To understand this almost unbelievable scenario, we need to travel back to August 1966, to a remote, sun-baked spot near Niterói, Brazil. Vintém Hill, a place typically known for nothing more than its quiet solitude, was about to become the epicenter of one of the world's most enduring and unsettling mysteries. On August 17th, a young boy, flying a kite, stumbled upon a scene so bizarre, so utterly out of place, it would baffle investigators, thrill conspiracy theorists, and haunt the collective imagination for decades. He found two men lying side by side, dressed in matching suits. But it was their faces that truly stopped him cold. Each man wore a heavy, crudely fashioned lead mask, the kind you might expect to see protecting against radiation, not adorning the deceased in a sun-drenched field. This wasn't a movie, it was a real-life tableau of the unexplained, and the deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. The men were soon identified as Manuel Pereira da Cruz and Miguel José Viana, two electronics technicians from the municipality of Campos dos Goitacazes, roughly 130 miles away. Their journey to Vintém Hill and their ultimate demise remains shrouded in enigma. When authorities arrived, the scene deepened the mystery rather than clarifying it. There were no signs of a struggle, no bullet wounds, no stab marks, no obvious trauma to either body. It was as if they had simply laid down, and for some unknown reason, ceased to be. But the lead masks weren't the only peculiar items found. Beside them lay an empty water bottle, hinting at a long wait in the heat. There were also two slightly damp hand towels, raising questions about their purpose. Most significantly, a small notebook was discovered, containing a list of electrical components and a cryptic instruction written in Portuguese. 16:30 Winters estar no local, 18:30 a ingerir cápsulas, após efeito, proteger metais, aguardar sinal máscara. This translates to 4:30 p.m. Be at the specified place, 6:30 p.m. Ingest capsules. After effect, protect metals. Await mask signal. What capsules? What effect? What metals needed protecting? And above all, what was the mask signal? Their last known movements before their deaths involved them telling their families that they were going to São Paulo to buy some work materials. Instead, they ended up on Vintém Hill. The local innkeeper confirmed they had purchased mineral water and 2 waterproof coats, instructing her to send the receipt to their address and not to tell anyone where they were or what they were doing. The mystery was no longer just about their deaths, but about their entire journey, their purpose, and the chilling, premeditated ritual that seemed to unfold on that isolated hill. The official investigation quickly hit a wall. Autopsies were inconclusive. The bodies, exposed to the elements and the sun for several days before discovery, were badly decomposed, making a definitive cause of death impossible to ascertain. Forensic experts found no poison, no traces of radiation, no obvious explanation for their sudden, synchronized demise. Rumors and theories exploded, fueled by the sheer strangeness of the case. Some speculated they were victims of a bizarre cult ritual, given the masks and the cryptic notes. Others suggested a drug deal gone wrong, or perhaps an experiment with new unknown substances that proved fatal. The Protect Metals instruction led some to believe they were working with some form of hazardous material, and the masks were worn for protection. But from what and why the sudden deaths? The most sensational theories, of course, involved extraterrestrial encounters. Were the masks meant to shield them from a blinding light or radiation during a UFO landing? Was the signal a communication from another world? The idea gained traction when a local resident claimed to have seen a UFO hovering over Vintem Hill around the time the men died. Another theory pointed to a secret scientific experiment, possibly involving psychic phenomena or interdimensional travel, gone tragically awry. The waterproof coats, the mineral water, the remote location, all seemed to point to a meticulously planned operation, but one whose ultimate goal and tragic outcome remained stubbornly out of reach. The local police, overwhelmed and under-equipped, found themselves chasing ghosts as each lead dissolved into new layers of a seemingly impenetrable puzzle. The lack of a clear motive, a weapon, or even a tangible cause of death created a void that theories rushed to fill, turning a simple death investigation into a global enigma. The mystery took an even darker, more unsettling turn in 1980, when a third man, wearing a very similar lead mask, was found dead just a few miles from Vintem Hill. This new discovery, over a decade later, breathed fresh life into the cold case, suggesting a possible link, a wider net of bizarre incidents that extended far beyond the initial isolated discovery. Was this a copycat, or was it a confirmation of a deeper, more insidious pattern? The authorities once again found themselves with more questions than answers. The lead mask's case refused to be neatly categorized or explained away. It wasn't a simple murder, nor an obvious accident. It was a meticulously staged, yet utterly baffling event that defied conventional understanding. The families of Manuel and Miguel were left with a permanent void, and the world was left with a story that continues to haunt those who encounter it. The clues, while specific, offered no real clarity. The capsules, the mask signal, the protected metals, they remain tantalizing fragments of a bigger picture that perpetually eludes us. To this day, the lead mask's case remains officially unsolved. The theories continue to multiply, each more outlandish and compelling than the last, yet none fully explain the entirety of the facts. Were Manuel and Miguel misguided adventurers caught in a dangerous experiment? Were they pawns in a terrifying game beyond their comprehension, or were they simply victims of some unknown, malevolent force? The truth, if it exists, is buried deep, perhaps under the very earth of Vintem Hill. We may never unmask the full story behind the men in the lead masks, and perhaps that's what makes this particular mystery so chillingly effective. The lingering possibility that some secrets are simply not meant to be known. If you want more mysteries that defy explanation, the next video explores the chilling disappearance of the Dyatlov Pass hikers, another puzzle where the forces at play seem to be beyond human understanding. Don't go anywhere.